Hey, I'm D. Alvis, and I've interviewed tons of rock stars. Guys from Metallica, Poison, the ghost of John Bonham, even Gene Simmons' tongue. But none of them had the charisma, the sex appeal, or the talent of this guy right here. Welcome to How to Be a Rock Star with Big Matt Fisher.
Welcome to another episode of Here for the Insults podcast, Matt Fisher edition. I have aboard with me today someone else who does the same dumb shit on stage as I do. I have Mr. Vernon Smith from Once Revealed.
Hello.
How'd you like that intro, buddy?
That was great.
Isn't it? I'd like to give a shout out to our good friend of the show, Mr. D. Alvis. He's a national treasure. Former,
Genius.
He was used to be on 98 Rock, and he does like voiceover work down in Florida now. And he put that and our other intro together for us. And he's a really cool, nice guy and fair and professional. Hit him up on he's Voice Chameleon, like on Instagram and stuff. Like if you have like a business or whatever, you know, like a radio spot, like he's good for putting those together.
That's great.
So, how you doing today, man?
Great. Just, coming off the stage and then driving home and then back.
Man. The light. I couldn't.
Let's do laps.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that like you were gonna go all the way back there and then back. But hey, here you are, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Of course.
It's a pleasure. I'll get we had a gig. I first saw you guys. We had a gig opening for like Set for the Fall at Sparta.
Oh man, those were dark days for us.
Was it?
Those were dark days for us.
Well, it wasn't that long ago. It was only like 6 months ago.
Man, we were bad at what we were doing though, weren't we? We had no idea.
I didn't really think so. The only thing that I noticed before I actually, because I started to talk to you guys and I was like, oh, these guys are really cool. The only thing I was like, what in the fuck is going on up there?
Right.
Was when I saw the pop filter.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And like, that's not knocking on anybody. I was like, I've never seen a pop filter on stage.
So I prefer a windscreen when I scream personally.
Yeah.
Especially when I go out places.
I saw that you had the actual, like, you had like the puffy.
Yeah, I brought my own and just stuck it on there.
Yeah,
that's what I like. But
yeah.
Our other vocalist, Scott, there was a point in time where he was like not quite comfortable with the way plosives sounded over a microphone when he was singing. That's just the way it was. Yeah, so we just brought a pop filter out for him. Now he just doesn't care.
What sounds?
Plosives. So like that sound, the one that the windscreen kind of just saved us from a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like puh.
Yeah,
dude.
And buzz and cuzz.
Well, see, I didn't know that there was an actual word for that.
Yeah.
Plosives. Oh. Yeah, you know what? That's why I have this one on here.
Yeah, exactly.
The thicker one?
Yeah.
Because my puh is like, my P's are holy shit.
Right.
And I used to listen back to the podcast and it would drive me absolutely fucking nuts. So... But we played there, and then you guys were like on those battle bands. But either regardless, I know that our bands are like in kind of like two different like channels. But I just like you guys, and you guys are always like nice dudes.
Yeah,
like,
man, we really like you guys. I'm a huge fan of you guys, actually. I'm gonna be really honest.
That's also why he's on the show. See how that works out?
Like,
you scratch my back, and I have you on my podcast.
That's true. Yes, it's true. That's how
and he bought a T-shirt at scissorfist.bigcartel.com. Go there today, and maybe you could be on the podcast.
Do it. That's true, maybe.
Cheap plug. Maybe. Unless I don't find you interesting, then I'll ignore you.
Yeah, then you just get left out. Sorry.
Yeah, but today we were up there. You were playing, we both played the Fate Maker Music Festival, which was all weekend. We played yesterday. You guys played today. Doing the old curtain jerking, as they would call it. Curtain jerking. You're either curtain jerking or you're the main event.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, though. I mean,
yeah, he's on early. Went up there, caught a set. I thought you guys sounded great. I thought the show went well, even for it being that early.
There was actually a lot of people that showed up that we, didn't actually expect to see.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Cool.
I know. Like there was a couple of them in front of me right when I was coming to the door because we all like literally rolled. Like I went through the door. What held me up today was like I was getting ready to roll out. I was just going to drop, like, I have the trailer for the band gear. Yeah. I was just going to, like, drop it and tell them, hey, bitches, you can come unload it.
Done, yeah.
And instead they were like, no, we're going to show up right now. And, like, I actually stayed and helped them. And I was like, I don't feel like it. Yeah. Because I was pretty, I got pretty fucking hammered last night, so I was a little sluggish today, to say the least.
So do you guys own your trailer and stuff too? Is that like
that's mine? Yeah,
that's yours. Wow, man, yeah, that's a good rig.
I
drove past you guys on the highway the night that we did the set for the fall. So
oh yeah, because because you honked at me, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And then I was like, "Oh, okay, I think I know who it was."
Yep, that's me.
That. I felt bad for those guys, the headliners that night, because there wasn't nobody in that bitch.
Yeah, I felt really bad for those guys. I was talking about that with the guys.
I don't know how it was last night either, because by the time I know that I rolled out after Crimson Orchid, and that was around 9:30, and that crowd starts we played 5:30, but that's when you want to play.
Well, it's like they keep getting drug off their good tour to do stuff for people that aren't really doing their job. That's just how it goes. I don't know.
Are they on a good tour?
They've done good tours. They've been on as openers for at least nationally touring acts and stuff like that.
I mean, I figured as much. I just didn't know any names.
They definitely have the skill for it. They're great. I mean,
if you're in, they're more like a.
They're more the vein we're into, actually.
They could be as I could see them being picked up and played on radio stations and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that they're not yet.
His voice is killer, man.
Yeah. He can hold a note and all that stuff. Nice guys. I don't have anything bad to say about them, but I don't have anything really bad to say about anybody, really.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
At least not in the music thing. I mean, some people are a pain in the ass, but that's everything in life.
There's a lot of bad attitudes everywhere.
Yeah, no shit. We have plenty of them in my own band between the four of us. I mean, not so much. I don't know. We're in a good spot right now, I think. I don't know. I'm really excited for some shows we got coming up and stuff like that. So, finally, and just trying to get the fuck out of Maryland. And I see you guys have done it, so
yeah.
If you can just point me in the direction, sir.
I have plenty of contacts for you. I'll get you those.
All right, man.
Here tonight.
Just let me know. Especially down in Virginia.
Yeah. I have a couple places in Virginia. Yeah, absolutely. Because you guys have a lot of music and stuff out there too, videos and things people can see,
yeah. I mean, a bit. Not as much as I'd like. I would like more.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
I would like an actual physical album done, maybe 10 tracks and have copies and stuff.
Yeah.
I know basically all of that's just going to be me throwing money into an incinerator probably, but it's worth a shot. Because people asked for CDs and it blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things where
it's
I always ask myself if they're asking me because they don't know if it's there, and then if it is there, they're like, all right, cool, I'll be over there in a minute, and then they're gone, man.
No, I mean, because we have the merch, and people come over, they're like, you don't have a CD for sale?
Cool,
I'm like, our stuff is out there, but I figured that putting a CD out would be kind of a waste of time, because who the fuck listens to CDs anymore?
Right.
I don't.
That is strange too. I'm just well, it's on iTunes, all right?
I know, and I had I've had legit two not arguments, but where they were like, oh, that's bullshit. I'm like. Okay. Okay, it's really literally we are on every fucking streaming format known to mankind.
Basically, listen to it for free.
Yeah, except for we're not on Pandora.
I mean, it's easier to get into.
No. Well, the Pandora has its own in-house committee.
Yeah,
and they kind of butt fuck anybody who's not.
But now it's easier now. I think.
DistroKid will put it on everything. I'm just saying, Pandora, their particular app.
Oh, they're
they have an in-house committee. Yeah, where you kind of have to. It sounds like you probably have to have a label behind you for them to even put you on there.
That's the way it goes now.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, we're on all the other ones that count. Fuck Pandora right in their ass. Go get Spotify.
It is a weird app now.
I had it at one point because it was the first
it was
streaming.
the first thing. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That was what I did first too.
And then I quickly got rid of it once I got Spotify. I was like, oh, this is way, 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 way better. You know, because I know we used to all take turns. There's a speaker at the warehouse, a giant Bluetooth, Edison professional fucking speaker, right. And we would all take turns attaching our phones to it, and just to be on the kosher level of things. I would normally avoid playing the stations with heavier stuff because everybody would start complaining, even though that's totally what I wanted to listen to. You would put on some classic rock and shit, and I just remember it was addicted to a couple songs. There were so many channels where every fucking day. I have never heard Eye of the Tiger more in my life.
Man. It gets in a groove,
and I would hear Eye of the Tiger all the fucking time.
And don't like anything after you get it where you like it. If it's doing things you enjoy, don't ever like anything again. It's going to start doing that shit for sure.
Yeah, so I heard Eye of the Tiger, a whole bunch. And there was that song, Spirit in the Sky.
Yeah.
That fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing I didn't really... it wasn't driven home to me until, like, streaming became a big thing, is that, like, Steve Miller sucks fucking dick. Like, Steve Miller Band is so fucking bad. It is garbage fucking classic rock. It is such trash.
Well, it was pop classic rock.
It is so fucking bad.
It was what was on the radio back then. That's why.
And I know there's a million hits, but like I really.
Yeah.
Before I was like, nah, man, we can listen to whatever from classic rock. Like it doesn't really bother me one way or the other. And now I feel like
because when you think classic rock, you think like Zeppelin and like
whatever. But like it's just they constantly hang their hat on Mr. Steve Miller. He can go fuck right the fuck off. I mean, I know he doesn't matter like what I'm saying about him. He's probably got plenty of coin, but fuck him anyway. You know. Absolute fucking piece of shit music.
I don't dislike Steve Miller.
You should start.
But
like I'm trying
to listen to him at all. So I guess it's like
I know, but like I'm trying to make this into a thing because I feel like he's been very beloved and he's kind of like
are we looking for the classic rock Nickelback right now?
I'm trying to make him the next Nickelback.
Right,
like I want to make Steve Miller garbage music meme worthy.
You flipped me. I'm in.
Yeah, like fuck him. Like I mean, no, I would rather. You know what? I'd rather listen to Nickelback.
Yeah,
that's a true story.
Yeah, wow.
Dude,
I will hit the mid 2000s, but
here, like I will have. I'm gonna throw a little defense in Nickelback's way.
I could probably agree with you on this one.
Dude, Side of a Bullet is a fucking.
They did a lot right.
Dude, a Side of a Bullet. I don't give a shit who you are. That's a fucking hard ass song.
It's a good album. I mean, like that.
I don't know about the whole album.
The whole album's pretty decent.
Yeah, you're showing more colors than me.
I know, man.
I didn't own any of their albums.
It's my rock heritage. That's all I listen to.
I was a kid, okay?
I
didn't know any better.
I tried Steve Miller Band just one time.
Yeah, I know, right? When everything went to hell. They're like, well, that and like I have the only other band that I just absolutely cannot stand aside from. As far as like new stuff, like I used to be way more opinionated and pricky about all this kind of stuff more than I am now.
Same.
The older I get, I'm like, that you know what, they're still doing the thing, you know.
Yeah.
Five Finger Death Punch can suck my ass.
Oh, they're the worst. They're the worst ever.
The Affliction T-shirt of fucking heavy metal.
It's really bad.
It's like bro metal or something. I don't know what to call it, but I just.
How do other bands feel about them? Like, where did the other like nationally large nationally touring acts feel? Like, are they like, oh well, Five Finger Death Punch called us up to do a tour with them? Are they?
They take it.
Or they just take it.
No, you take it. You absolutely take it.
All right.
If they hit me up tomorrow, I'm taking it and telling them I apologize.
I was wondering where you stood on that, really, but like,
dude,
I'm on the same level.
Yeah, they're douchey as shit, but for whatever reason they stay like it's the same shit. Like with like everybody was talking shit about Nickelback, but then they'll play some arena somewhere and it'll be packed to the fucking gills.
Yeah.
It's like basically it's even like people that share those memes and stuff. Like a lot of them probably like the stuff more than they're admitting to. It's just a meme
sometimes. Yeah.
It's never like the internet is never really a real, true, honest look on anything. It's especially social media because you have so many like. You always get the vocal minority that you hear from, and it's like
it's not the
it's like Nickelback is not the internet. You would think that like Nickelback, everybody hated them so much, but like
they've just become a meme now. It's a social context.
If anything, it probably makes them bigger.
Yeah, it does.
If I was a Nickelback,
I was gonna say that.
You have like the giant
punch too. That's the same thing.
You put like a giant screen behind you.
Yeah.
All right. If I was in Nickelback.
I'm imagining this, all right.
And then, like, just during your songs, just flash different memes about your band sucking. That's a fucking brilliant idea. Like, I would do it.
There's a point where we were talking about making a meme band as, like, a side thing just for fun.
There probably is somebody with that, but I don't know how does that work?
So I wasn't really sure what we were going to do with lyricism for it. But we were just going to go with imagery for pretty much everything, and it was just going to be memed everything. Like,
so what, like, you would do
context of, like block text around an image, that kind of thing for like everything, album art, pictures. Like,
well, yeah, but I mean, I'm saying like, how do you present the music?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We never got that far.
Oh,
project.
I was like, man, I was about to be blown away. I was like, how are you going to translate that into music?
I'm going to be real. There was a point where we got to that stage and we just
and that's when it ended.
Yeah, the Rainbow Bridge.
I was like, I thought that you were talking about like you were going to have like what's that? Like those big that. those like little stands like you would put art on or whatever.
I just dreamed up
and then you'd have like just the picture of that meme and like this song's about this meme.
That's okay. Yeah, that's an idea. I had just had
like Dimitri Martin has the thing
it was covered meme songs. What about that? Like
is there meme songs?
Yeah,
there have to be meme songs.
Like Chocolate Rain. Do you remember that one? Chocolate Rain.
Yeah.
But do like a heavy metal cover of that? How crazy would that be? Like
I would be into that.
Band, right? That'd be cool.
I would be into that.
Yeah.
I'd be down to listen to that. I can't think of any other fucking song, but I remember that Chocolate Rain thing from Tosh Point back in the day.
There's a lot of other stuff probably out there that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, but there's some stuff, There's like I don't know, like Danny Gonzalez and those guys, Drew Gooden. They do stuff on YouTube that they do like songs and stuff like that occasionally. Those could be translated into like a metal song. That'd be probably cool.
Which one? Who? I don't think I'm familiar with either of those guys.
They're just like Viners that became YouTubers.
Was it? There's the one guy like the dude that plays like all the instruments.
All right, so I could tell you. I think that's maybe Andrew Huang or Jared Dines. You're thinking those guys?
Oh no, he did the one. It was like drummer on cocaine, and like it's like him going 100 miles an hour.
That's
like
Jared Dines, I think.
Yeah, and then it's like drummer high, and he's like, like reaching over, he's like eating peanuts off his tongue or whatever the hell he is. Yeah. I was gonna say I've seen his videos like all over the fucking place. Yeah, well, whatever. Cool. He's got like I guess his own little studio and shit. Like, I mean, I don't know. Good for him. I imagine like since his shit gets shared a whole bunch, he's probably getting a nice little paycheck from YouTube.
Rest Repose was the one band, and now he's in like another thing. That he's
I don't even. Yeah, I knew nothing about him and being in anything.
Yeah,
I thought
he's cool, man.
I thought maybe he was like in bands and then
too,
like just kind of was like, hey, fuck that.
Oh,
I mean, dude, if I start getting YouTube money,
right? Yeah,
dude, Cesar Fisky, fucking kick rocks. Good luck. Good luck with your future endeavors. I'm a fucking YouTube star.
You can sit right here behind the bar and scream right into the SM7.
Yeah, I can do that. And I'm actually getting a fucking paycheck mailed to me. I don't have to leave the house.
Yep,
that would be the best. Mailbox money, son.
Mailbox money.
That's what you want. That's what you want. And one of these days, I'll figure that out. And it'll be like my finally have it happen when I get my Social Security checks. If these politicians don't sell it all off by the time, which I probably will. We're all fucked. You will work until you die.
Yeah.
We will be working the rice paddy until you die.
It's a little scary now too, because it's like I don't know. They're saying Social Security is going to just totally dry up, but before we get to that age. So it's like, I don't know, it's a little.
You think that's a scare tactic though?
A little bit, probably.
I think that's probably.
I probably agree. Yeah, but then I feel like I'm wearing a tinfoil hat when I say things like that. I'm like,
oh, dude, you should talk to our bass player. He does. He said what was it? Was it the Mandela effect?
Oh, yeah, dude. I actually sort of subscribe to this a little bit, but not really. Not in a functional, contextual level. Like, I just think it's really funny. And it's like kind of because I remember Berenstein wrong. I remember it wrong. And so I'm like...
Was that one of them, too?
Yeah, Berenstein. The Berenstein Bears or Berenstein
I mean, I remember that, but I don't. The only ones I heard about the like Shazam, Kazam, Sinbad thing.
One. Yeah, that was one.
And then what was it? Chick-fil-A, how that was spelled.
Yeah.
That was part of it.
Yep.
Because I know Ira was.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, like was the K or the K not there? Yeah. And then I think that there was another one with.
This is great.
Was it Fruit Loops?
Is there one for Fruit Loops?
I think
too?
so.
What was wrong? Was it FROOT?
Yeah. Where it was I can't remember which one was which, but it was like the argument of was it always FROOT or FRUIT?
Yeah.
Well, I would think. Like, if I had to take a guess, FROOT, because it's definitely not real fruit.
Well, you have more O's, too.
And it's circles.
Yeah,
and
you put the little O's on there. That makes sense.
Fruit Loops fucking sucks anyway.
Fruit Loops gets it, though.
Yeah, do they?
They get
not
it.
a big fan of Fruit Loops.
Like, marketing-wise, they get it, though. Like,
not a big fan.
Genius.
So, I guess we'll go. This band, is this your first band?
This is probably the first successful thing I've done. I did some stuff in high school that didn't go very
far. Oh, like, yeah. I tried that for a couple years where we had this, like, me and a buddy, we'd have some stuff written, and then we would never go anywhere.
I'm gonna be honest. Back then, I don't feel like I knew how to write a song. I
didn't know how to write a song then either.
Yeah, it was
honestly
kind of dicking around with a guitar and kind of making noise and learning how to play Metallica.
Yeah,
like those were the early days.
Yeah, that's about the same thing I was doing, and then you had that, and then like I didn't even bother with it for a long time until this shit came along, which was like about 2 years ago. How long's Once Revealed been around now?
This is now 2 years running or so. I don't know. It's been more like a year since we've been functional and operational and moving. But
I got you.
Yeah,
Been like 2 years where you guys were like jamming or whatever.
Right, and the past 6 months since you saw us basically is when we've been really seriously going out and playing. Because before that, it was 7 months before that, where it was kind of a dry run where we did a show at a guitar store downtown in Frederick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they let us come in and play at like an open mic that they did, but they let us like close out the night, and we got a bunch of people to come out and check us out. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and so that was like our dry run to see if this was even worth anything.
We kind of did like almost the same thing,
right?
Really, but I can't say that there was any brain logic behind it. It's just kind of how it happened.
Sort of, yeah. It was more like this.
We weren't really like
it.
Yeah, like we weren't like, well, this is going to be our. Or anything. We had been jamming together for a couple months, and Goat, who was here earlier, and him and the drummer, like they've been sober for like a long, long time.
Right.
So they're they're still real hands on like NA and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like one of the NA thing has like a get together called like Hugs and Handshakes every year.
Okay, cool. That's
And like people that it's usually they have like musicians or whatever that are involved with the program, and they had us. They asked Mike if and he just told him yes, and he's like, "Hey, surprise, we're playing this."
That's a good show, though. That's a good benefit, right,
dude?
You just feel a little dirty doing it sometimes, like you're just like.
Listen. I stayed 100% sober.
That's
But I said I told him from the jump. I was like, I am the worst spokesperson to have for sobriety.
I feel bad about doing it personally.
But I wasn't doing anything wrong. Two of them were. Nobody cares, dude. But what was funny was like I always was like, there was always this little boy inside of me who wanted to play heavy metal. And my first real gig, I was less than 50 yards away from a fucking bounce house and face painting. Yeah, I'm up there screaming, and there's a bunch of concerned parents and shit. Like, look, what, like.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome, though.
And it was like this big camping site, like way down in southern Maryland.
Yeah.
And they had like face.
In southern Maryland, where
it was like St. Mary's County.
Oh wow, okay,
yeah, way down there.
Down there,
and like it was like some camping area. We just rolled in and played the show, and there was like a little makeshift stage.
You're like, oh wow,
yeah,
theater out there. Yeah, it's cool.
This is the other thing that blew my mind. They had a fucking beer pong table.
Oh wow!
But obviously,
just
no
water
beer.
Pong? I don't.
Dude, cases upon cases of Monster and Red Bull.
Monster and Red.
Dude, those addicts become fiends for caffeine.
That's not good, man.
Yeah.
I've been there too, though.
Talk to like our guitar player, dude. He drinks an insane amount of Red Bull.
Oh no.
Yeah, like when we have gigs, he's like, by the time I go up there, I'm like,
so much of that when I was in the Army. Yeah. It's bad for you. Like it just, I feel like I almost killed myself a couple times drinking like Monster and Red Bull and Rockstar was my thing. Rockstar still is my thing. I got a taste for Rockstar.
Really?
It's a sweet tooth for that thing, man.
I don't like any of their stuff.
I hated it until Taco Bell put out that. Believe it or not, Taco Bell made the freeze with Rockstar as a fruit punch.
Oh, really?
I was hooked, man. They got me. I don't know what to put in it. MSG, something.
Probably.
They got me, man.
So, like the military.
Yeah, man.
Tell me about that.
That was a good run. It was like.
You just do 4 and out?
Yeah, well, 5 or so. It was 4.5.
Well, how old are you now?
I'm 26 as of yesterday.
A young pup.
Yeah, man.
I'm 30. Yeah. Fuck, I'm gonna be 34 next month.
Okay, right.
Fuck.
So you're not that much older, man.
Yeah, old enough, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. You're just the generational gap.
Yeah, but like it's weird because it's like when I have like talked to people like a couple years older than me when you go to like shows and stuff, like it pisses me off because I would always hear there's a little banquet hall not far from here called Michael's 8th Avenue, and they have like bull roasts, your weddings, stuff like that there. They apparently back in the early 90s they used to fucking book metal shows there.
Oh, wow.
And like you talk to old heads around here, they were talking about going to see like.
Was this like back in the grunge days? Or
no, they were like going to. Well, yeah, but they were going to see like Pantera and Megadeth that played there.
That's so cool though.
And I'm like, right there. Right there, it's
so close.
I can walk there. I was like, fuck. I was like, I bet you a bunch of fucking drunken assholes ruined that, and they're like, oh yeah,
moshing,
the fucking
on stage.
Because you go there, and it's like this big hall, and they have like these extravagant large chandeliers, and I'm like, what the fucking world? But now I've talked to a bunch of people, and I was like,
imagine how cool an Alice Cooper concert would have been in like a place like that, big banquet hall, chandeliers.
The only thing I've seen in
I was thinking like the theatrics of that, like.
They do wrestling there now and then.
Oh, that's cool.
And boxing.
Oh wow.
I went there for a wrestling event. Yeah, met Ric Flair was there.
Cool,
I went to go meet him. Yeah,
Ric Flair's cool.
I mean, I had to pay, but I was like, dude, I don't know how long. I don't know how much longer the Nature Boy is going to be on this planet.
Dude. Yeah,
so I'll say he was very nice. It was funny how much of it.
Spend his years wisely, man. He's doing a good run, man.
Oh yeah. Kids having a hell of a run, as Stone Cold Steve Austin was saying.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of Rich, what about Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Do you have that?
Should.
It's between, that's like, oh man, I love that clip, or the Rock, it doesn't matter what you say. I love that shit,
Doesn't matter what your name is. No, I had one that was on here, and it was like, hell, you can kiss my ass. But like,
that's a good one.
But I don't know why I don't see it on here anymore, and I feel like I probably fucked something up.
It's going forever. It's going forever. Technology.
Oh, no, I didn't.
The hell? You can kiss my ass.
There we go. I found it.
You know?
But yeah, Flair was on there. It was the funniest thing about it was how differently his mood and approachability was depending on the sex of who was walking up. Because like, it was a bunch of like, fat dudes in camo shorts like myself and like wrestling shirts. And I remember like I had my one friend in front of me, this chick, and like when the other dude got done, and he was on his way. Like Rick gets up, he's like, "Come here, baby," like hugs her. I'm like, "Dude, but you can see."
But you appreciate the fans that you don't expect. That's the thing.
Well, that and like he's Ric Flair. Like that wasn't
that's true too.
That wasn't. It wasn't
Ric
really
Flair.
a character.
Let's be real.
Yeah, it was Rick being Rick. All that shit he used to say on
yeah.
But dude, I was watching him. Fucking dude, man, I was like, dude, Rick's so smooth.
Just
I was like, he could be knocking out these chicks, and they're probably like young enough to be his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Which is creepy, but whatever.
It's his life, man.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
Yeah, dude,
like
when I wake up in the morning, I kick 5 girls out of bed. They all go woo, and I go woo woo woo. Yeah. Although what he always he would refer to his dick was Space Mountain.
I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh no, he's still saying promos. When you get on board on Space Mountain.
That's great.
And then later, like when he was
I
like,
feel dirty having ridden Space Mountain once in my life.
yeah. And then years and years later, as he aged, he was like, Space Mountain, baby, oldest ride in the park with the longest line. Woo! Like that. Yeah, dude.
What a nut.
I've been a big dorky wrestling fan for a long while. Actually, we got way off topic.
It's fine.
About just because like I've never been in. I have like some relatives. My cousin's in the Navy, and I think he's pretty much just gonna be in it until he retires. I guess it's pretty much
for him, man. He absolutely. I mean, if that's his life, dude, he should definitely do it.
He seems to like it. I mean, him and his wife deal with it because he still goes out on ship from time to time.
Yeah.
Like, which he has a love-hate relationship with it.
Right.
He loves it because you. Well, yeah.
Doing your job. Yeah,
but he's like, but when I go out on ship, I go up in rank a lot faster. He's like, so that's why he takes it. He's like, because if I go out on ship,
well, it used to be.
He's like, I can go up in rank and make more money.
It used to be how it was in the Army. They just recently, or maybe not recently, but a couple of years ago, changed it so that your deployment time no longer matters, and everybody was mad and up in arms and stuff. It was like a whole deal.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, it was weird for me too, because that was most of my promotion points for riding on them deployment time. I figured
that would have anything, longevity, man, even a job. Like a job, normally if you've been there, there's a pecking order. You have the seniority. Like, I mean.
Exactly. Yeah.
That sounds very, as they would say, participate. It sounds like participation trophy ass bullshit.
It does, yeah. It felt like that too, because like when the points went away, everybody was like, "Well, why?" And we couldn't get a straight answer. Nobody really knew. They were just like, "Yeah."
Are we trying? The
they
last place.
An emphasis on college and education was what they said. That was their, because they want the soldier scholar is their new. It used to be it still is maybe the soldier athlete, and now it's the soldier scholar. And now I don't know. Can we get back to the soldier? It was weird being in that transitional phase on my way out.
I feel like that all sounds like a marketing tool.
It is
to get
recruits.
recruits.
Yeah, to get kids in.
Yeah, like because what was it like? There was a guy that was in the Navy. He used to be in the Navy that I used to work with, and he always used to talk to like. 'Cause I had one appointment with a recruiter, and he when I was 17 or some shit. because he came into high school.
Right.
And like I had him I scheduled a time for him to come to the house, and he no-showed me.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Bad call on his part, though. I mean, that's.
I don't think I
don't
no,
wanna
I
do
wasn't. I don't know. I think I basically agreed to it just because I thought he was a nice guy, and he was yapping my ear off and very like.
That's
where he's not like trying to trick me, but it's like he was being very assertive.
Yep.
So you kind of just start agreeing with him.
Yes, you do.
And which is probably also like the Jedi mind trick that they teach them to do.
We talk about that a lot in the Army too, because there's a lot of guys that fall prey to that. And like I wasn't one of those guys, thankfully. I was thinking
you wanted to do
I
it.
showed up at the door and they were
no
like,
shit.
"Oh, you want to sign up?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." And they were like, "All right, let's sit down." And he gave me kind of the earful that he gives to everybody, and I'm like, "You can see through it when you want to do it." You know what I mean? When you're on your way in,
right.
and you really want to do it, and they're like,
it's like,
you
you
could,
like
you're just selling something I'm already sold on, dude. I get it. You know
right.
what I mean, it's cool.
What was your, I guess, what I guess inspired? What made you want to go do?
I didn't grow up. Maybe impoverished is not the way to put it, but we didn't grow up with money. That's for
right.
sure. I was sort of like lower middle class,
right,
my whole life, and that's
right.
just the way it is, you know. And so like I got to a point where I was graduating from high school, and I think it was like one of those situations where I was like, I can either do absolutely nothing with my life and stick around in my hometown, or I can go join the military.
Were you still in Frederick then? Or?
No, that was. I lived in Elkton, Maryland, back in Cecil County.
Oh, that's like the other corner.
Yeah, it's the corner. Yeah, corner of Maryland. Yeah. It's where Pennsylvania and Delaware kind of meets.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about that area, but it doesn't sound like it's a real.
It's not great.
Yeah,
it's not great. It's weird too because like you'd think it'd have a lot more money than it does, but it's just I don't know. It's gotten run down over the years.
I've heard that, and that people like make jokes or whatever. But I'm just not very familiar with the area. I can't say that I've gone up there a bunch.
I absolutely believe everything that people say about it. Like it's Cecil Tucky is something people call it. That's one thing. Yeah,
I've heard that.
Yeah.
They have that. They kind of have that like in every state.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause my sister was living in Ohio, and like it was like Brunswick, and they used to call it Brunstucky.
Oh yeah.
So like it's like
there's a lot of those.
Yeah. But so you just were like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that was kind of it.
What year was this?
This was 2011, or I guess January 2011.
And when you got out in like 16?
Say again.
When you got out of the military in 2016?
Yeah, 2015 I think was actually. It was like halfway through 2015. It was 4.5, almost 5 years. Yeah.
How was your experience? What did you wind up getting into? What were you doing?
So initially I wanted to go in and do like combat arms and be like,
yeah, give me a gun, motherfucker, please.
Man, I was so sold on that. And then when I think I went to the recruiter's office and my recruiter was like, no, dude, I can't do that to you. He was like, you seem like you legitimately want to do this, and we need people in the Army that want to do stuff, like, and you're good at, like, technology. I was, like, already learning to work with computers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, let's sign you up as a, 25 Sierra, which is a satellite communications systems operator, maintainer. And he was like, this is what you would do. And I'm like, all right, cool, sign me up, let's do it. And so I did it. And it was, like, almost a year of education from the Army, learning how to do the job, and then it was going to my first duty station after that. It was crazy. Yeah, it was...
Where was that? Where would they have you out at?
So when I was learning, that was down in Georgia.
Okay.
So that was like
they have like a base down there.
Well, there's like the two big ones, Fort Benning and then Fort Gordon.
Okay.
So I went to Fort Benning first, and that was where my basic training was. And then this is kind of cool actually. I did not expect the Army of all places to do things like this. It felt like the Boy Scouts, man. They said that if your parents came to, or if like your guardian or spouse or whatever came to your family day at the end of basic training, and you were going to Fort Gordon, they could drive you to the other base to go to your next like part of your education. So it was like kind of strange, but I hopped in the car with my mom and dad, and we drove to Fort Gordon, man. Wasn't riding on the bus, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So it was weird. It was a weird time.
Yeah, how was boot camp? Was it brutal?
Crazy. It was crazy. This is weird.
Like,
yeah,
how's that? I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just like it's so foreign.
And like thinking about it now, it feels so foreign because I'm like now I've distanced myself a lot,
right?
Because I've just part of it is like breaking out of the mentality, and that's kind of maybe why I got back into music. But like I didn't want to still just stick with that same Army mentality. I felt like I kind of fell in with the herd and just didn't know how to get back out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like that's really what basic training is all about. That's it.
It's brainwashing, right?
Yeah, man. Well, it's not even like. And it's weird because it's not forceful brainwashing either. It's like Stockholm syndrome, straight up Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, like
you love your captors, man. I respected and appreciated everything they were doing to me.
even though they were like screaming at you and being like fucking
banging on trash cans to wake me up, and like the bull horns, like with the megaphone, the woo, those things. Yeah, dude.
What else did they? I mean, other than like just push-ups and shit.
Yeah, like strenuous exercise.
Did you ever get like bitched at and told to do more?
You know what? I flew under the radar the whole time. I was a good little boy.
Oh, you never got
My claim to fame was that nobody knew who I was by the end of the time that I was there. The drill sergeant went through and like he was talking.
That's
about
kind of a good thing, though.
Yeah, dude, it was great. It was great.
It means you're not making any noise.
Yeah.
Like my buddy, I have a friend of mine who he was in the Navy, and like I know that he said that, which I just know his character. Like, yeah, and it didn't surprise me. And he was just like, "Oh, they used to beat my ass, man," as he called it. Which, you know, when you hear that, you're like, "What?" And like, no one physically beat him. Like, no one put. He's like, no, no one put their hands on me at all. He's like, but they'll make you go out to a hot parking lot and do fucking sit-ups and like push-ups, and it sucks. He's like, it sucks so hard, and he's like, and they'll just keep yelling at you and berating you, and he's like, basically, that's what they did to me every time I got mouthy.
The only thing that I ever felt privy to that like I felt really bad about it happening now that I think about it in retrospect.
Did you beat somebody with a bunch of socks and soap?
No, man, maybe we should have. No.
Yeah. What is this, pile of jelly fucking donut?
They had people moving like sandbags out in like 140-degree weather one day, like as a form of punishment, which is definitely against the rules. And I was like,
is it?
Yeah,
I figured all that shit's
regulation is like pretty tight. Yeah.
It ain't like it used to be. It ain't like the good old days.
Yeah, exactly.
Your drill sergeant probably punch you in the face back in the day.
First, son.
Yeah, fucking like put a staple in your forehead for being sassy. You know.
Next ride to Normandy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. No, it was weird, but it wasn't that weird, thankfully. No, there was still like regulations, but the thing is, in basic training, they don't tell you any of that, so you don't know it. But then once you're in the real army, or the regular army, maybe is what they actually should call it, but we call it the real army.
What do you mean? Just when you get out of like boot camp?
Yeah, boot camp and you're training and stuff.
Right.
And you're done all that. You're actually a soldier, and now you have a point in this whole cog in the machine.
Yeah.
That thing. So like you you learn that that's not okay, but like nobody ever said anything about it. We were like all kind of wondering if we did the wrong thing there.
By not saying anything?
Like even the guys that did it, like they moved the sandbags in later on in life. Like we've talked over the years, because I'm friends with those guys. Like there's no bad blood or anything, but it's just a weird time. We were just like, what happened? Like I don't know. It was a weird situation. It wasn't even me that made the call. It was another leader, and I just had to stand there and watch while he made that call. It was a weird
I didn't. Well, like, because I feel like
scope of bad decision making in the army.
I feel like it could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah,
though.
That's real low.
Like
I'll take it.
I mean, even if you did say anything, you probably just get looked at as an asshole snitch.
That. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's the same.
What do you mean? Like,
why
is that a big deal? Come on.
I had a guy that we used to work with us, and like he was a good worker and all that, and a cool dude, but he was he just pissed and moaned and would go to the fucking boss about all little kinds of things.
They don't
and
last long.
No, and like he kept him around because he was. But like he straight up told me, he's like, I hate this motherfucker so much because he's like if he shows up in my fucking office to fucking tell me about stupid shit again, you know, and he's like. The whole thing the point he was trying to make is the boss is like, he's like, I have, you know, it's in the warehouse. You have those little scanner guns when you pull stuff. Like they know who's working and who's not.
Yeah.
They don't need you coming in to just fucking be a tattletale.
Sure.
It's like, dude, you ain't got to tell me, bitch. I already know. Shut up.
You're making me do my job now. Now I got to go back and look at all the logs and make sure you guys aren't fucking around.
No, they already check them.
Oh, do they already?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's different then.
At times,
ours is like they don't really like.
It was a whole thing. He said he didn't like it because he was being like a fucking rat, like, and he was just being a tattletale and shit.
Understandable to be.
And it's like kind of instead like. He's like, why don't you just do your job and worry about you?
Absolutely.
Like, instead of, like, worrying about what other people are doing.
That's been
It sucks when you're trying to run a team like that.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, at the end of the day, all you really can do is be responsible for your, like, own shit.
Yeah.
That's with anything,
Yeah.
you know?
That's the Army transitional problem, right? That's everybody coming out of the military says that's their issue. Is
that people don't fucking listen?
Stay in their fucking lane. They don't stay in their fucking lane and do their goddamn job.
Yeah.
You tell them what to do and they just don't do it.
Yeah,
like,
fucking civilians.
Fucking civilians.
Yeah. You get, like, mad at them.
I'm getting more like that, too. Like, I've just drifted away from it because I just don't fucking care about any of that
now.
Get
really mad at, like, I'm, like, vengeful. Like, you know, you got to sit here and enjoy this fucking goddamn shit, you fucking asshole.
It's weird.
You don't know what I went through.
Yeah, it's weird that everybody gets, like, in this weird, I don't know. It's like
you are less than scum. You are below scum.
It's a leper colony of people that just kind of believe the same thing when it gets to that point. And the military is just like a hotbed for people. That
well, I just feel like it would even be even more hardcore, like if you were actually like combat deployed.
Sure, yeah.
Then you even get like way like you get like mad at civilians. I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess I can understand that.
I never felt that way.
No,
yeah. I spent some time overseas.
You should start lying.
Yeah.
You should start lying and just tell people that. Yeah, they would believe you.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, immediately.
You start like demanding that people thank you. Like,
thank you for my service. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah.
Wear a fucking T-shirt.
Oh man,
like,
they make those. They make those.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for your cervix. Have you ever seen that one?
No,
that was great.
No,
too,
it. And listen, when you say anything about it, then you always have like people like, "What about the troops? How could you say that?"
I love
like,
them.
why don't
I love
you?
the troops. I have some friends that are still troops.
I know, but
it's like
people get over defend. Like
they do. They
calm
defend
down.
everything.
They calm down. Like calm down.
Yeah,
like
they'll defend us all the way until we exit the military and are homeless. And now we're not defended.
Right.
And that's what it is. I don't know. It's weird.
Until you're like wearing like pants made out of Subway wrappers and screaming at people in traffic.
Yeah.
And then like you find out like most of those guys are like Vietnam vets and shit. Like it just kind of like just went.
Yeah.
Or I know like their terminology is like completely shell shocked.
Yeah.
Where people like it sometimes just get in that stressful situations and their brains like, yo, fuck that, we're leaving reality.
Yeah, it does. You just check out. That's sort of the thing. Yeah. That's the PTSD. That's actually now that we were light years ahead of all of that, we're kind of realizing it has a name and it's PTSD, really.
Yeah, it was like shell shock.
They called it shell shock, and then it was combat fatigue at one point, I think in World War II, and then combat stress during the Gulf War. And then now it's and Gulf War syndrome is now another thing that they're readily accepting as a real thing. Like it's radioactive, and if you're next to burn pits and like the burning oil fields.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, they're accepting it's a real thing. Like it's.
Because I've heard that, but I never knew. I never knew what that was about.
Yeah, that was like people were poisoned by that. It was crazy. Yeah.
I can't imagine those like burning oil fields is a good thing to be anywhere near. Yeah,
I was next to them. I was next to a couple that like they weren't like burning because people had destroyed them like that, but they were burning as in they were still burning off stuff, and we were getting smoke like drifting onto the post that I was on all the time.
Where was this at?
This was in Kuwait when I was there for a few months.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that was my next question.
Like a lot of months, like too many months.
How's Kuwait?
It's hot as hell. Place is hot, man.
No wonder everybody there's so grumpy. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, what's like? I don't know. I mean.
So the claim to fame there is like that's what we fought the Gulf War over. Was we rolled in there to help Iraq?
To push them out of Kuwait.
Stop Iraq from pushing into Kuwait.
Yeah.
And taking over. Yeah. And so like the whole thing with that, with us now still staying in Kuwait, is that at the time they really appreciated what we did because it was like without us we kind of
we got overrun. Yeah.
And if it wasn't us, it would have been UAE because they would have came in and helped them, but then they were going to be like, that's ours. We're going to keep it. That's
right.
sort of how it goes. That's international politics. But we didn't really have a dog in that fight, so we left a couple posts there, and that was our jump-off points into Iraq during the push in like 2003 and stuff like that. So like that's the real claim to fame there. But I was on like a SATCOM post there in a place called Camp Arifjan. Satellite communications.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just did a couple years there, and it was just. I don't know. I don't even know how much I can talk about what I was doing there. It wasn't anything like Secret Squirrel. It wasn't anything crazy or FBI, CIA. Like
the birds aren't real. They're all government surveillance drones. There has never been a real bird spotted since 2001.
Australia is a lie. Yeah, the world is flat.
You don't know what I saw out there, man. That was actually a shout out to the mathematics. I don't know if are you familiar with them guys?
I've heard the name actually.
Dude, they're so much fun, dude. They have a song called Drones, and like when I saw them last time, he handed out these flyers. I think I have it in the basement somewhere. And it was a picture of a pigeon. Okay. And it was like, this is not a bird. This is a government surveillance drone. He's like, wake up, people on it. And then like he like hold the thing up. He's like, there hasn't been an actual bird sighting, a real bird, since like 2001. All the birds you see are all government surveillance drones watching you. And like he was getting all serious about it.
That's great.
Yeah, dude, get in if you get any time, like they have that, and they have a song called "I'm Through with White Girls." That's a jam, dude.
Okay, I'm into that. That's cool.
They're older guys, and like their newest T-shirt, it says the Mathematics, and then on the back of it says "Fuck Bobby Hammer," which is their drummer. like that's it. It was just fuck Bob.
It's amazing.
It was funny because when he posted, he's like coming up with some merch designs, and it just said "Fuck Bobby Hammer," and like as a joke, and then everybody loved it, so he actually printed them out.
Just rolled with it. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I bought one.
That's always the poster ideas. What would you guys do if I printed this? I'm like, I would buy 20. Like,
yeah, dude. It's like it's kind of like I don't know. People like when you're a little tongue in cheek with stuff, but they're older dudes, but they're killer musicians. They're like old school punk rockers.
Where are they from? Where are they?
Oh, they're from Baltimore.
Are they?
I think their drummer's from around here in Glen Burnie,
Cool.
where they played like last. It was a couple weeks ago. It was them and like Crow Hunter.
I feel like I saw a post that. Did you
I
went. Go to that?
Yeah. It was right down, dude. The place, the little bar down the street called Henny Mac's, and I had no.
Name. Yeah.
Like, I remember that shithole bar from going in there like.
I've never heard
10.
of it.
Oh, dude, it's a ball. There was no reason that you would.
Just a hole in the
Dude,
wall.
yeah, it's a Glen Burnie dive.
Cool, man. Cool.
And they added a stage in there now.
Yeah.
And
Love dives.
I was like, yo, like I'm trying to play up in that bitch, but
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But I didn't like at first. I was like, "There's no way they're gonna like book something that heavy." You know, like I figured like they're just doing that. So like, oh, we're gonna have this tribute band.
And
Until
now
they
Crow
had
Hunter
that
has
show.
played there. Yeah.
Crow Hunter's pretty
They're
heavy.
heavy as hell.
Yeah. Oh, because how did you know? I didn't know if you knew those
They
guys or not.
they played the soundstage show.
Oh yeah, they did.
You
Yeah,
were-
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I like.
introduced everybody.
Yeah, that was cool dudes. Well, dude, I don't know. I've only really talked to the singer.
Yeah, I only really got a chance to talk to him.
He's a cool guy, and they had a really good set there. And I don't know. He like, I was up near the front jamming out, and he just just took the mic and like put it in my hand and pushed it towards my chest, and then like jumped like over me and shit.
Yeah.
And like I don't know any of the words of their songs, so I just went up there. I was like, "Rah, rah," you know, just shit,
Cool.
just like scatted about it, but it was a whole lot of fun, and I drank a whole lot of booze, and there was a little claw machine there that I spent a whole lot of money on and didn't win anything out of. But
They have a claw machine there. That's
yeah,
cool.
dude. And it was filled with coffee cups, which threw me off. But it said each coffee cup is a winner. It's like a little paper ones.
That's really
And I
cool.
guess they said like some have cash in them, some have like lottery tickets or whatever.
That's
Yeah,
creative,
But
to say the least.
I didn't get any of them. There used to be another shithole bar in Glen
rigged.
Burnie that had a claw machine that had like pornos and little vibrators and shit in it. Yeah.
That one's probably not rigged. They probably want you to win those ones, right? Like get those ones.
I don't know. I
psyched.
tried to. I never
Kinda
won
weird.
any of those. I never won any. I never got anything out of that. It's kind of hard to grab a DVD case with a fucking claw, one of those claw machines.
True. I was thinking.
I mean,
that
those claw
stuff, like,
machines aren't really good for grabbing much of anything.
Anything at all.
Yeah, they're like the worst, the poorly designed. Like I think that all came from a mistake.
Yeah.
Like there was somebody. Some dude was like
This
trying
is
to
terrible.
yeah, he was like trying to like engineer some sort of claw machine for like whatever it could be, and it was just like the shittiest design ever that they just turned it into like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well we have something we can do with
He was
it.
the first guy that was trying to build a claw that picked things up and moved them, and he was just like, "This is gonna work." And he tried it the first time, and it just utterly failed in front of everybody.
Yeah.
It was just the claw machine.
Yeah, he's the shittiest Doctor Octopus ever.
That's absolutely.
yeah,
this
fucking
thing
goddamn
suck.
Dollar General version of
Yeah.
fucking Doctor.
I don't understand some of the things they put in those too, like DVD cases and things like that. CDs too. I saw
At least
CDs.
give me like a hook, bro. Like put like a little
Yeah.
hook that you can try to like grab a hold
Yeah.
on.
There's this Bob Evans that was open in Elkton for my hometown, Elkton, Cecil County.
Shout out to Elkton.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
Bob Evans in
All those
Elkton.
dudes that are definitely methed out on the streets right
Fuck
now.
yeah, dude.
Love it, man. It's a good
They all
place.
hang out at the Bob Evans too.
Maybe not as much anymore. It closed down.
Oh, yeah, we had one near us closed down too, man. But I fucks with Bob
We have
Evans.
two
man.
in Frederick if you want to come hit those, man. They're
Hot,
great.
yeah, man. I'm gonna make a draw.
All
yeah,
in Frederick.
I need some Bob
Bob
Evans
Evans, man.
biscuits, bro.
You sounded hurt by the Bob Evans leaving you.
It would have probably had a better chance of staying here if I actually went there once in a while. But that was the thing. I didn't go there at all, so now I'm not
I
open.
was gonna say, and all the food poisoning they probably gave to people.
I don't think so. I don't know, man. I never went there for anything other than breakfast. I don't
Oh,
feel
really?
like I don't know that anybody. I don't know. Like, I feel like Bob Evans is like a Denny's. Like, mainly you're gonna get breakfast items if you
Yeah.
go to his
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really fuck that up too
It's
much.
hard. It's hard. But in Elkton they did. But
You get. I mean, I trust him making me some eggs.
yeah. But they had a claw machine there that I swear to you, it had I shit you not, likely 10 to 20-year-old stuffed animals in it. And that's where I'm like, how far is too far when you set the
Was
thing
like
on
the
hard
fabric on it like it started to disintegrate?
Yeah, man,
like,
it was like yellowing
moths.
because it sat in the sun and shit. Like it was crazy. Like parts of it were like
Like,
faded,
hey, I think
others
it's time to
weren't.
rotate this shit
yeah,
out.
man. Like come on.
Like you can't go to like
it's
fucking
weird.
dollar store, throw some new fucking dollar stuffed animals in there. You'll make like fucking $300
So,
bucks
but-
out of each one.
So, but I tell you that to tell you this. I went in there one day, like right before it closed down. Probably I was in the army. Like it was like my first time coming home. We were like, let's stop there and grab breakfast. Terrible decision. I had food poisoning for 3 days. But I stopped in
Welcome
there.
home.
Yeah.
Welcome home. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, half of the time you're home is just puking. It's great. It's a good time. But so I go there and I hit the claw machine. I'm like, I've never won a damn thing out of this. And I shit you not, I won like 4 things in a row out of it. Just like just banging out those '90s vintage stuffed animals that I left on the little stool there because to hell with them.
You didn't take them home?
No, hell no.
Why?
Oh, hell no.
You should have been snuggling up with them.
They probably put them back to fucking the thing.
Yeah, more than likely they fucking They
I always
put
joked
right
around
back
about
in
that.
there.
They probably stuff it right back in. They just opened it like.
I used to
fucking
crush the
idiot.
claw machine down in fucking like a couple of them in Ocean City when I was younger.
Oh, that's like the jam, dude. Hit the boardwalk game spots and arcades. And
Yeah, dude, I basically do that, and I do like skee ball, and like I like playing skee ball,
Yeah.
and you get like 10 million tickets, but I have no interest in whatever I can win with those.
Yeah.
So usually I'll just like take my tickets, and then like the first like little kid I see running
Here's all
around,
my
like
tickets.
yeah. So and you know, and it's like oh boy, I can get a spider ring now or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
right.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, like a fucking whistle,
Yeah.
like. But I mean, you know, hey, it made the kids' day, and like I just like the act of just rolling the skee ball. It's fun.
That's a fun.
Yeah,
game,
man.
actually.
You go out there, get half drunk, fucking hell yeah, dude.
I didn't understand the joy of skee ball until I was only a man. I never really played it until I was like, I don't know, like 16 or 17 probably. I was like rolling skee ball for the first time, like a 5-year-old. Like, this is the most fun game ever.
Yeah,
Why
dude,
didn't
it's
you show
pretty-
me this?
Yeah, it's cheap, and you win 1 million fucking tickets for like scores that don't matter. I don't understand. Like, there's so many tickets that come out of it. I don't even understand like the breakdown.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's rolling, like even when you're not even like moving the ball. Like,
Yeah.
Ocean City back in my day. You know Ripley's, Believe It or Not, that's there on the corner. on
Oh,
the boardwalk?
yeah. I love that place.
Yeah, it used to be Qzar. It was a
Oh.
big, giant indoor fucking laser tag place, and it was 2 floors, and it was dope as shit.
That's way cooler. They
Yeah, I
should've stayed
know,
there.
but I guess like I don't know why it closed. I used to
Ripley's
spend
had more money.
I guess I don't know. I know I spent a lot of my parents' money playing fucking Qzar because I also remember like this was probably like 99.
Okay.
I was like maybe 13.
That's a good
12 or
good
13.
era too, man.
Something like that. Because I remember I would go in there like around like the age of like maybe 98, 99. I was like 12, 13. But like what the album that they always played over like the sound system while you were in there playing was
Right.
Prodigy's Fat of the Land.
Okay.
So he'd be running around like,
That's
smack,
cool.
chase my big dog, smack
That's
my
cool,
bitch up.
man. It's like a video game. That's
Dude,
why.
and
That's
that's
why.
like the perfect album for
Hell
laser
yeah.
tag.
Hell yeah.
It's like, and I don't know. I played the ever loving shit out of it, and you know, shout out to whoever had fucking Qzar. You guys had a dope laser tag. I'm sure that you. I'm sure the
sounds
city
like
of Ocean City like fucked you guys over and like
Maybe.
made your lease super expensive, and you know
Maybe.
moved a bigger name into there, like having Ripley's. Like I went into Ripley's once, but I felt like why not even spend my money on that?
But think of all the tax dollars that they got out of that.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
think of all that.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that. I have a friend of mine who's like a fucking maniac for that haunted house there.
Oh, I've never went in it. I've seen it for my
Me
entire
either.
life. I've never cared
Yeah,
about it. I've never-
she's gone in there.
Is it cool?
She thinks the fucking world of it. She's like friends of one of the dudes who's related to like the owner. He's like in
Cool.
the family.
So
that,
she's like grown up going in there.
I guess, yeah.
course,
She
yeah,
actually
okay,
has
that's
like
cool.
they changed some stuff around in there.
Yeah.
And there was like this dummy that was like an electric chair.
Yeah.
Like she has the dummy.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
because the guy gave it to her. He's like, I just have this shit around here. He's like, no
I've
one
seen the
gives a
stuff
fuck.
around the front, and I'm like, that's fucking so cool. But like, I just never.
But like,
Spend
she's
time at the beach to go to a haunted
He's
house.
like we just switched it out because it was old and we like to change
Oh,
things a
yeah.
little bit every couple of years, so it gives them reason for
Yeah.
people to come back on the ride. And he's like, nobody gives a shit about this, but like she was like losing her mind about getting it, and now like she just has like this. It's like this dude that like he's like looks
I mean,
like he's
I
just
totally
like in pain.
understand. Yeah, she's a huge fan of it. That's awesome. Yeah,
Ah,
that's cool.
I don't get it, but hey,
Yeah.
everybody's got their thing.
It'd be cool if it like came with like the animatronic stuff that like made it. You know.
Oh, dude, she would catch her house on fire if you gave her all that shit. She knows she's probably listening to this too. You know who you are. But like we're at about an hour, which is where I try to keep these about at. So once revealed, plug the fuck away.
Yeah, man.
I'll see. Well, never mind. I was gonna say I'll throw your MP3 on the end of the episode, but
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It's coming soon. Upcoming single. Take it away. It's gonna be in our 4-song EP. We're Once Revealed. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram.com, Twitter. It's all /Once Revealed. We actually got lucky and nailed that somehow, some way. Yeah.
where you didn't, where you
we
guys
just
just had the
nailed
straight
Once
out.
Revealed. Yeah.
Yeah, which is shocking,
Madness.
dude. Every name's taken.
Yeah.
That's why we wound up being Scissor Fist,
Yeah.
because that wasn't taken. Like
Yeah.
we had there was about
It's
5
hard.
to 6 names trying to
It's
name
hard.
it. One come in there to practice, and the old man's like, "We're called this now." And like, did you Google it? No. Great.
Let's take 10 minutes.
I'm like, you can't fucking wiggle your thumb a little bit on this fucking thing and find out first.
We were almost hot and ready, so I'm glad once revealed. No. There's another guy that was in the band. He was really pushing for that one. He was pulling strings for hot and ready, man.
I know, but like hot and ready, I would be really disappointed if it wasn't like. If you were called hot and ready and you sounded how you guys sound, I would not. Huh?
You had to show up and eat pizza. I swear to God, he saw it in the Little Caesars box.
Oh yeah, probably. No, hot and ready sounds like, dude, like Reverend Horton Heat, or like something like that.
Oh,
Like if you were a rockabilly band,
that would work.
Yeah, hot and ready.
Hot and ready.
Hey, baby, I'm gonna get get the hot and ready, crazy brand for you, baby. We might be onto something.
Yeah.
I don't know. You want to get dude, gel that hair up into like some sort of pompadour.
We could probably pull it off.
Yeah, dude. Get yourself like you got to get one of those like wide body, like hollow body electric guitars.
You want to go real weird with this, and you want to play washboard? You into that?
Is that a rockabilly thing?
It could be.
I don't know that it is.
We're going out there, man.
See, this is that Frederick shit, like slipping Elkton shit. Like, hey man, how about you play a fucking? You get a washboard, and I'll get a fucking big bottle with 3 X's on the front of it, and I go
just a stick and a string.
yeah. Oh no, get a jaw harp.
Oh yeah.
You know those?
Yeah, I've seen those before.
Yeah, boing.
Yeah, boing.
Yeah, the guy that did like our recordings has one.
That's cool though.
And he told me he had it, and I told him he needed to bring it out and play it for me, just like and laugh, but he never did. And he's like, I have one. And I'm like, why do you have one? He's like, dude. He's like, every music store like has them if you ask.
Yeah.
And they're one of those things like it's a $3 instrument or some shit.
Yeah.
He's like,
who would
so.
Say no?
He's like, so I just got one. I'm like, huh. I'm like, well, maybe not. You know, I like because my dad had harmonicas and shit, and he never knew how to play any of those.
Sure. Yeah. I had
never
like
really
3
saw my
growing up,
mom's
and I don't
house.
think I ever played with it ever.
I need to get back into it because like I'm already halfway there. I'm fat, so I should be like, like all great harmonica players are fat dudes, right?
Is that true?
I mean, there's John Popper from Blues Traveler.
You already know one more than me. So
yeah, he's a big fat guy.
Statistically speaking,
well, he's thinner now. He got the lap band surgery, so he's not as big now. And his harmonica playing has suffered.
Has it?
No,
Has he not?
no.
I was
going to
say, is he actually bad? Where's that? That would be there it is, right? That's the
there was
control
that,
subject.
and then there was this other guy that my dad was like friends with, who's like big in the Cleveland area.
Okay.
Like he's like a Kelly Bell is to this area.
Okay.
He is to up there. Like he plays like all their big like outdoor summer festivals and stuff.
Okay.
And he's I can't think of his name. Like Colton something or the other. And he's a big fat guy and plays like it sounds like Blues Traveler-esque music.
That's
and he's a
cool,
big
bro.
fat guy and
Yeah.
plays a harmonica. So I need to get me like a fishing tackle vest.
Right.
And it's just filled with different harmonicas.
That would be great.
Like that's what John Popper had.
great.
Bro, you need to get John. You need to get some Blues
I guess
Traveler
I
in
do.
your life,
I
man.
need more blues. I've listened to a lot of their music. I just didn't really pay much attention to the
Harmonica playing?
people that surrounded it, if that makes sense.
I don't know any of the other band members. Just he's the one that. Oh, I mean, he's.
Like, I know
you see a
he's-
fat guy in a
I
harmonica.
know Blues Traveler. I don't know the name of a harmonica player, I guess is what I was getting at there.
Oh, he's the lead singer and harmonica player. There's harmonica like in every one of their songs.
Yeah. Never went that deep. No.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go back.
Yeah,
Now it's
dude.
time.
Revisit. I suggested everyone do that
I've
because
been
Blues
told that in
Travelers.
Kansas, the album I think that Carry On My Wayward Son was on. It's like a concept album. Dude.
Is it?
Like, listen to the whole thing.
No, I never really checked out much Kansas.
Beginning to end. It's like such a crazy rock album, man.
Guar covered that song.
Did they?
Yeah.
It's gotta be cool.
Yeah.
from them. That's gotta be really cool from them.
Well, they did it like, and they were doing it live, and it was right after their guitar player passed.
Yeah.
And they're like, we were thinking about a song to dedicate to our ex-guitar player, and the best fucking thing we could come up with was fucking Kansas. And like that, and they start the
Perfect.
fucking song.
Burn.
I mean, I think the band could rip it.
Yeah.
I mean, his vocals were nowhere near right, you know. But he's like, "Got me on my way with the."
You know he knows the words though, man.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he barely knew. Dave barely knew any of his own words
Right.
towards the end there. Because I always say, I'm like, I love seeing Guar, and Guar's great, but like. There was so many songs where like Dave was not enunciating his own lyrics. He would just be like, and then like I used to do that with my friend Susie. She's like, yeah, if they ever do a Guar cover band, you could totally do Dave. I'm like, sign me up.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I've watched like videos of them there, like from maybe 10 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And that was kind of.
I mean, he passed away like
Yeah.
2014,
Yeah.
2015.
That was
The
a
guy,
long
the new
time
guy's
ago.
great too. He used to be their original bass player.
Yeah.
He was the original Beefcake. So
yeah.
So he was in house. So he just hadn't been in the band in like years.
Gotcha.
Like I don't know if he had a kid, whatever. He just couldn't do like the touring thing. He just couldn't do it. So
yeah, I saw the post they were making about that just the other day. About having him back, I guess.
Oh, they have that, and then they have.
It's like a rotating cast of people that are attached to this.
Well, dude, there's been a shitload of members, and people have come and gone over the years. But
it's an art project, man. It's like such
basically
a cool thing.
that's why everybody, when they were like, "Oh, well, you can't keep doing Guar with Dave dead," it's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like the whole concept of the band is much bigger than one person.
It's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show of metal. Like it's so cool. Like it's
like there was okay, because who's in the band now? All right. Jameson, who was the most recent Beefcake, right?
Yeah.
He recently left the band because he's going home. He's having a family, and he wants to have a job where he's like, and I guess he landed a real job where and so it was the guy who was Beefcake before him, Casey Orr, is now going to be Beefcake again.
Coming back around.
Yeah, so like he's been gone from the band for like 8 years.
I hope it goes forever, man.
It should. There's no reason they don't you can keep original in-house members just over the years. It doesn't necessarily mean they don't have to be there since day one.
Sure.
Like people make way too much of a big deal out of that.
Yeah.
When you
happens every time a band has either like a member die or somebody.
Well, I know, but then like after a while, it's like, no, this is a new. Like, what is your? Why are you still complaining? People just bitch just to bitch. Like people are still bitching that it's not fucking
right.
Like a Cannibal Corpse. It's not. But.
That's a whole
George Fisher has been in the band for over 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
Let it go, dude.
Yeah.
He's played more of Chris Barnes' songs live than Chris Barnes ever did.
Pretty crazy to think about, isn't it?
It is,
like,
though.
He's crazy to me, too, that there are still fans that are around from that far ago that are still bitching about it. Like, you're still listening to the music.
George,
right?
but dude, like Chris Barnes is a goober. He's a fucking goober. He's a goober. Like, you follow him on Twitter, and he's like calling out some band now because they used the album name Human Target, and he's like saying, "Oh, that's a rip off of me." I'm like,
what?
I guess he had a song called Human Target.
Right. So,
and even so, who gives a shit?
That's like the conversation about like the iterative art thing, right? Like the music is an iterative art. Like it's supposed to influence the next generation of musician. And
iterate. That's I'm not. I know. I don't.
Iterative. So like it's like the next stage, like the next evolution, progression. So like every time you get influenced by musicians, and then you sort of like this wacky idea of what music is because they can't be influencing themselves. It just doesn't happen. But,
but that's never like. Why would you take that as an insult? If anything, if anything, it's a nod.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
And I would
back in the day that did that all the time.
I know, but that's why I always say this is why I say he's a goober.
Goofy.
We're just like, no, he's just one of those people. Like
that's why it didn't pan out.
Like this is also probably why you're not still in Cannibal Corpse, and 6 Feet Under is not nearly as good as Cannibal Corpse.
I don't even know them.
No, that's where he's been. That's been his main band since he's left Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse is way better though.
I got to be honest with you. I constantly feel like a little like maybe like. I don't know, unintelligently, not sure how to work my way around metal stuff. Because I don't know a lot of this. Like, this is crazy. Like,
oh, dude. Well, hey, man, I will absolutely, positively help guide your way, brother.
Yeah, man. I never really. I went down the path, but I sort of fell off at some point.
Oh, dude, I know, and I say I've done it too. Yeah. But like it's just like I'm balls to the wall with it right now, especially being in it.
Yeah.
But like, and then it's just accumulated over years because like I talk to younger bands and shit, and they throw a ton of names at me where it's like I know them, but like I don't like any of that shit.
Sure.
Like I hate to be a dick, but it's like I'm not like a big slam guy. Like all that. Like
I'm not into it either. I have friends that do it, and it's like I'm really proud of you guys for doing that.
It's cool live, but like it doesn't. I think it's just like this whole song is a breakdown, and it takes away from what how awesome a breakdown would be in this song, if you know what I'm saying.
It's a songwriting thing.
Yeah, like the whole thing's just like.
Like that's your ear for arrangement, though, right? Like that's your musical ear.
And it's like, no, you keep
I
that.
agree. Yeah.
Build to that, and then you have that one spot, and it's so much better.
I'm with you.
Less is more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Less is really more.
It's like the argument against nu metal, but then like everybody 10 years later were like, yeah, but it's because it worked. Like it's power chords all day, man. Fuck it, that's great.
I mean, I grew up in the whole nu metal explosion, dude. I was into a ton of shitty fucking bands.
Me
back
too,
then.
man. Yeah, me too. I was growing up with the same.
Slaves
era,
on Dope, Shovel.
So, all right. So mine was the next era of new metal. Then I was like the System of a Down.
System of a Down was already kind of big. My whole thing is I always start rattling off all like the second stage bands during Ozfest during the late '90s and early 2000s because there was like fucking like 35 of them, and like they were on these huge tours, and like after that shit, they were fucking gone from existence. Like. And
it's like the local act, like the bringing in a bunch of not local acts to play at a venue thing.
Dude, yeah, it was just it's crazy how many of them aren't around anymore.
You just send them everywhere.
Yeah, like that's a whole. We could do a whole other episode on that shit.
Yeah, honestly, that's a crazy thing on its own.
Let me get the fuck out of here with this shit, though, man.
Indeed.
Go on Facebook. That's probably the best way. Everybody that's listening to this, for the most part, has Facebook. Give Once Revealed a like. Those guys are super awesome. Vernon's cool. Thanks, and I appreciate you coming down here and hanging out, and because like we're at shows and we talk to each other, but like it's always fucking loud and noisy, and people we gotta go sell, gotta go break down. Like you get to run around things,
passing each other to the smoke pits and like
and so like it was cool just being able to just sit down and like shoot the shit with you for like a couple hours, brother.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you, and I think you guys have a lot of potential to do something big, bro.
I really appreciate that.
So
I feel the same way about your band, so that's good news.
I'm only in it for the fucking bitches and the drugs and the money, bro.
Oh no, we know one of those.
TMS, drugs, money, and sex. So I will catch you next time. I'll keep an ear out for whenever the next gigs are and stuff. You're close to me, bro. I never have a problem making it out.
July 6th. And
oh yeah, you got to be back at Fishhead.
Yeah,
that Frank show, right?
Yeah,
the Triple M Fest.
Triple M Fest. Everybody should be there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like Triple M Fest. You guys are on it. Third Arrow's on it, I think.
There's a lot of good bands.
Those guys are pretty good. Because we did one show with them. They're still going to be on it.
Devils in Disguise, I think, on there.
Yeah, I haven't. What was it?
I think Melander's doing that EP release that night.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that they were supposed to be on our next show, but I think that they dropped because like I think that they're like our next show's with Gutted Christ.
Okay.
Which I'm like stoked.
Did they realize that's not maybe there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. I did a couple of those now. So hit me up for a symphonic death metal.
Yeah.
I don't really think we're into that.
No, I
love the metal, but I'm not really doing it.
Stoked, like, cause like cool. I like playing like with everybody, but I like being all like put me in a shitty venue with like really like bands that like the hardcore is like
the wrong band.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, no, for me, it'll work.
No, okay, I misunderstand.
No, for me, it's awesome. It's like, yo, yeah, put me in front of Gutted Christ. We'll be fine. Like I'm not.
Yeah, for you guys, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
I just like mix mashing, like.
Oh yeah, sometimes it gets a little, and then it's like this just gets confusing.
Alt rock in front of Cannibal Corpse.
I mean, I'll go to it. All right, guys. Toodles. Catch you next week.
And I want to look them straight in the eye, and I want to tell them what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?